What's next for English football then? Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to yet another video on the channel. Today I'm joined by Sophie and we're talking about all the latest in the football world, especially with these new rules coming into play in football today. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And Sophie, with all this new COVID variant going on in the world, are you concerned for football?
I am, to be honest, especially when you're seeing in the news that this training ground is closing down, this game's been postponed, that game's been postponed. I can't remember the exact number, but there's quite a few cases going on in the Prem at the moment. It is trickling down to the Championship as well. Like you said in our predictions video, the QPR versus, who are they playing?
Swansea.
The QPR versus Swansea game has been postponed as well due to COVID cases. So it's looking more and more worrying at the moment.
Obviously today being Wednesday the 15th of December, we're seeing the new rules come into play in football today where fans have got to go in with COVID passes. It's quite divisive. I know some people are against it. Some of the MPs voted against it. We don't want to be talking COVID on the channel. It's a football channel. We want to talk football, but it is disrupting the football.
Yeah, and to be honest, for me personally, I don't think COVID passes are the way forward. I know something needs to be done because the cases are rising and the government are trying to be safe, and yeah, with football there are big attendances, it's a lot of mixing, but I don't think, for me, COVID passes are the way forward. That might be controversial, and I know it's passed, but I think it's really going to have a negative effect on attendances.
It will do. We've seen that at a couple of grounds already, and it's kind of reminiscent of last season, seeing these amount of games getting called off now. I think it's quite prominent in London at the moment. They're saying this new variant's quite strong in London. A lot of the London clubs have had their games called off, QPR for one. Obviously it's in Manchester as well. Manchester United have had their games called off. There's going to be a lot of catching up to do for these teams.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to stick with COVID passes and it works and then football continues, then I'm more than happy to do it. I just don't want football to get called off.
No.
But it's looking more and more likely that it could.
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite worrying because I know the government will try and do what they can to curb this Omicron variant disrupting things, but obviously this is now plan B. I wonder what plan C is. I mean, are they going to start reducing attendances? Do you think that's a possibility? Could we go back to no fans in grounds? I think it is.
I think that'll be the next step, to be honest. I don't think they'll want to stop football altogether, but I think they'll stick it behind closed doors again. Because similar, the way it came out, like football stopped, then restarted behind closed doors, then fans were allowed back. I think it's going to be a reverse of that.
And the counter to the argument is people are going to say we have to live with this COVID. I know everyone's got their own views on COVID, but there could be the argument that COVID never goes away and we can't keep going on like this, can we?
No. We can't really be going in and out of lockdown, closing things, opening things. There's always going to be new variants because that's what coronavirus is. It's just now when it's having such an effect on everything and the way we love our football, and a lot of people love their football, that's what will get them through the week, waiting for their Saturday kick-off. And if you're stopping that after, it's going to be nearly 3 years of COVID, it's going to have such a negative effect on people's mental health.
Absolutely. It's damaging for football. This will damage the small clubs really heavily if fans were to be told to stay away again. It is really concerning. Remember, we just about got through last time with all of our clubs and players still intact and jobs weren't hit too hard. But if this really happens again, if we get another lockdown or fans aren't allowed to stadiums, I'm really concerned for some of the clubs. I don't know if they'll be able to survive again. It is really, really worrying.
No, I know that even the Premier League teams are coming out and saying like, oh, this has such a big impact on us. But they're the ones with the most money. So if they're being negatively affected, think of all the little teams out there that need people through the doors to watch, just to basically pay the players and to actually just stay afloat. So if football's completely called off, or even if it was behind closed doors, I think there's going to be quite a few clubs that might go bust.
Yeah, it is quite worrying. We are predicting the unpredictable, to be honest, at the moment, because when you think you've worked out COVID, something pops up and it's all like guesswork again, because this new variant is doubling at a rate that we've not seen before. And as much as everyone's bored of COVID, I don't want to be talking about it on the channel. It's disrupting things we love, like football. And I've got a season ticket. I was thinking to myself this season, I'm going to get to every game, and all of a sudden, there could be no fans in grounds. If you were to predict, you know we love a prediction on this video, how do you see the next few weeks and months unfolding?
This is a hard one. I think that if the cases keep going up as quick as they are, and if all these games are going to be like postponed to God knows when, I think the next step will be behind closed doors.
I agree. I think I'm going to say that I'm not sure what the strategy is. I don't know if there's a plan in place already. If you know more about this, get it down in the comments. But I think reduced capacities could happen next, where they lower it to half or a quarter, and then it could be face masks, distancing, and then before you know it, no crowds at all, which is what we don't want to see. But it could come to that. We really don't want it to come to that. But like I say, we're predicting the unpredictable. Give us your thoughts down in the comments, guys. It is COVID. We don't want to talk about it, but it is disrupting football, like I say. I want to know what you guys have to say down below. It's quite concerning, isn't it?
It is, to be honest, especially as a big football fan. I know COVID is bigger than football, but right now it's hitting a little bit too close to home.
Absolutely. That's the problem. There's too many different arguments here. There's people saying lives are more important than football. Yes, if it's that severe, then okay, I agree with that. But if it isn't severe, which is what other people are saying, then carry on with football. Let's live with it like it's the flu. I just don't know how it's going to pan out. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys. It is all so uncertain at the moment. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.